Prime Minister Kamala Besar-Bissessar came bearing gifts for the medalists at the 2012 London Olympic Games.
The 4x100 relay team members, Mark Burns, Emmanuel Callender, Keston Bledman, and Richard Thompson, will each receive a sum of $300,000. Likewise, the 4x400 relay team members, Alan Gordon, Jaren Solomon, Adaline Fort, and Dion Lendo, will each receive the sum of $300,000.
And the 2004 Athens bronze medalist swimmer George Bovell III was rewarded for his achievements.
In this regard, my government is proud to announce today we will not leave you as an unsung hero, but you will receive the sum of $300,000 in recognition of your service during the 2004 Athens Olympic Games. Further, the National Aquatic Center, to be constructed in Couva, adjacent to the Atto Bowden Stadium, shall be named the George Bovell III Aquatic Center.
The Prime Minister also launched the Nest Sporting Program, National Excellence in Sport in Trinidad and Tobago.
This Nest program, through it we intend to provide our young, our talented citizens with access to expert talent identification scouts, certified coaches, mentors, and of course, yes, doctor, sports psychologists.
I am Astel Wren reporting for CNC3 Sports.
And Sports Minister Anna Roberts confirmed today that Lalon Gordon, who won 2 bronze medals, will receive an additional $300,000 for his bronze medal in the 400 flat at the London Olympic Games. And several of the athletes commented today on that cash award, expressing their gratefulness for the cash awards given by the PM last evening.
We're always thankful for anything given to us as a reward. You know, we just take great pride in representing Trinidad and Tobago regardless, and you know, that's just an extra bonus for us. But the great pride we feel in representing our country is all that really means anything to us. But we're very grateful and thankful for the reward given.
Most likely going to go towards training anyway, and you know, funding myself for next year and setting myself up to really be in a position to compete well, or even better, not just compete well.
And 8 of those athletes, comprising the 4x1 and 4x4 men's relay teams, received their national awards today. The 8 were out of the country on Independence Night when the awards were handed out. First to receive was double bronze medalist Lalon Gordon, followed by sprinters Mark Burns, Keston Bledman, Emmanuel Callender, and Richard Thompson. And then the other quarter-milers, Ade Allen Fort, Jaren Solomon, and Dion Lendo. The 4x1 men picked up bronze, and the 4x4 men picked up bronze as well, with Gordon also earning a bronze in the 400 individual final. Guests, which included several parliamentarians, were treated to some entertainment, and after the ceremony, all the athletes expressed their thanks to the nation for the honors which continue to come their way.
Receiving another merit, a Medal of Merit for Trinidad and Tobago, and you know, I'd like to thank all the people who was instrumental in making that decision.
It's a huge privilege and honor to receive this award here today. We heard about the celebration itself on Independence Day, and unfortunately we had to fulfill duties for Trinidad and Tobago still internationally. We were in Europe, so we were unable to be here. We're just thankful to have this presentation here today.
I want to thank everybody instrumental in who was key in choosing me and my team to receive this award. And you know, we always go out there and put our best foot forward, always thinking about Trinidad and Tobago first.
Does this help to motivate you even more, receiving this national award?
Yes, it does. More to come. So let's keep doing my best. Country proud.
It feels really good, you know, to be recognized from, you know, everybody, the whole country, you know, and not only the Olympic medal. That was you know, this medal means a lot, you know, to the whole country as a whole, and to receive it from the president himself was just, you know, a real humbling experience. And it means a lot I know it means a lot to me, and I know it means a lot catch everybody else up.
Well, receiving this national award, it's a big thing. I know everyone wants, there are a lot of people who wish they have run through something like this, and knowing that I was able to get one, you know, I know that I've done some very well, and I'm looking forward to the even better in the future.
Quarter mile of Fort told us he even considered quitting earlier this year.
At senior champs, I told my mom I was going to quit running. And I was really going to stop. And I told her that. I told my aunt, she's over there, I was about to quit running. And they took me to Olympics. I was a little surprised. I went there and I went in there just to do my best, not really thinking, knowing we had a good chance, not really thinking we'd actually come with a medal. And guess I'm here now receiving medals, talking to you guys.
Yes, congratulations to all. Well, Olympic gold medalist Keyshawn Walcott says his greatest challenge since stunning the world in London has been adjusting to his newfound fame and recognition. The shy 19-year-old has been tossed into the spotlight, but speaking on the CNC3 early morning show, he says he is dealing quite well with the situation.
Yeah, the adjustment has been going pretty good so far. I've been working with some people trying to come out in terms of talk more and just really work at it more.
What we're trying to do now is just fill in the gaps, you know, so now he's off the field for a little bit, so we're working on things like public speaking and, you know, getting a little bit more media friendly.
Walcott's manager, Sean Roach, says that he is keen to develop Keyshawn holistically and says that it is his desire to have the young Toka athlete make a much wider impact than only in his particular field of endeavor.
As I said, these guys have inspired a lot of youths, have inspired a lot of even grown-ups. And if we can utilize them in, for instance, in battling things like crime, increasing tourism, you know, teaching kids that they can be whatever they want to be if they just put their heads to it, you know, and their minds and their body and their soul to it. You know, these are the kind of things that, you know, I want to see our young, you know, stars, you know, accomplish.
More money for the first Citizens UB Spec International Half Marathon as the organizers get ready to stage the 2012 edition of the event. But there has been a reduction in the number of international athletes coming for the race, which is scheduled for October 28th. More from Astel Wren.
Instead of the $75,000 subvention given by the Ministry of Sport to the organizing committee of the First Citizens UB Spec International Half Marathon, Sports Minister Annette Roberts stated they have decided to double its quota this year and gave the rationale.
This UB Spec will get $150,000 this year because of the attention to detail, the accountability, and when I first took the oath of office, I said those who spend the money well on account will be rewarded.
But despite the monetary increase this year, there will be fewer international competitors, but the regional numbers will remain the same.
Decision has been made that the defending champions will, of course, be brought back, and that is happening in the case of George Towett among the men and Lisa Kurgan among the women, and only one other international runner who has proved time and again that she is competitive, and her times are Mary Akko.
Assistant General Manager of Corporate Banking of the title sponsor, Angela Hodat, paid tribute to the oldest competitor in the event, 88-year-old Charles Charlie Spooner, who will be competing this year. Pro Vice Chancellor and Campus Principal, Professor Clement Sankat, says the event has the potential of playing a pivotal role in the ascendancy of Caribbean sport.
This marathon is a signature event. I can't give it any more praise than the Honorable Minister has just said. If there's one event in Trinidad and Tobago, one sporting event in Trinidad and Tobago that this country could be proud of, is this half marathon.
I am Astel Wren reporting for CNC3 Sports.
Okay, it's time now for our Sports High, and as you know, and as Golda is looking forward to, we often take it light on a Friday.
Meet the Seminole Streaker, named after Seminole, Florida, and that's where this man chose to bear it all. Clad in just a Spider-Man mask, he fittingly hopped not just one, very impressively, but two chain-link fences before boarding a getaway car. But what's particularly amazing or disturbing is the fact that he hopped these chain-linked fences using just the bare essentials. And for that, he gets tonight's CNC3 Sports High.
Okay, so I'm not sure if you... He had a Spider-Man mask, and he had a getaway car waiting for him. as he streaked across and jumped 2 fences.
I'm just saying, aren't we supposed to blur his precious jewels, whatever we want to call them? Someone said metals. Are we supposed to blur that?
I think you need to ask the Your Vote question.
If you were watching with a magnifying glass, we are sorry. We are sorry. Either way, thank you so much, Roger. That was definitely very entertaining. It's now time to tell you how you've been voting in our Your Vote segment. And the question is, tonight, do you think teachers have legitimate grounds to stay away from classes? And thus far, 78% of you say yes and 22% of you say no. Now, you still have the opportunity to get your vote in before the end of the newscast, so pick up your phone and text us. We're waiting to hear from you. Coming up just ahead in the CNC3 News tonight, it's a song which has its own dance move and it's taking over the globe and even our newsroom. We'll show you how to get your Gangnam style on. It's all just ahead in the CNC3 News. Stay with us. The weather always means so much more on a Friday because you want to know what the weekend will have in store. And here to tell you about it is Eric Mackey.
Thank you, Golda. Well, it looks like a bit of a mixed bag of conditions this weekend. First of all, though, we got Tropical Storm Nadine. Nadine never made it into hurricane status. If you recall, a couple of days ago, I was saying around this area here, she should have come into hurricane status, become a Category 1 hurricane. But that never happened. She got just below Category 1 and is still there, just below Category 1, maximum sustained winds of 60 knots. Doesn't seem to be able to get a little extra oomph going to get into hurricane status. Nadine is now moving away into the Atlantic and will not affect us in the Eastern Caribbean at all. In fact, this is going to head in this general direction and go across towards the Azores, and possibly by midweek next week, they may have a tropical system affecting them. So we'll see how that goes. Closer to home, they got this little area of disturbed weather out to the east of us. There's a 10% chance of any development in it, but conditions between here and the Eastern Caribbean are not favorable for tropical storm development right now. So although there's an area of disturbed weather, it's unlikely that anything will happen with it. What will happen is that we'll have a fairly active tropical wave pass through between Sunday and Monday. That's likely to bring some showers with it. Ahead of the tropical wave in this area here is a lot of dry air, so tomorrow looks like it's going to be pretty nice. But on Sunday, at some point, you're going to start to see a change. You'll see those clouds start to build. You'll probably have some showers and an isolated thunderstorm in the afternoon, maybe a little gusty wind with it as well, but nothing much more than that at all. As I say, conditions not favoring any significant development of that tropical wave. The winds are going to be pretty light, too, for tomorrow. 8 to 12 knots out to an east-to-east southeasterly direction, gusting up to 18. However, when that tropical wave gets closer on Sunday, we'll likely see a shift in the wind to around an east-to-east northeasterly direction, possibly even northeasterly. And it'll probably pick up a bit to around 15 to 20 knots. And then near any showers and stuff like that, you'll see a little bit more gusty conditions. Seas forecast be 1 to 1.5 meters, 7 to 8 second interval between the swells. They're out to an east-northeast to easterly direction, and the Gulf of Paria Sea should remain below 1 meter for Saturday. But on Sunday, once the wind starts to pick up, you may find the seas getting up to around 1.5 meters there. Trinidad tonight's going to be mostly fair. Tonight, so it'll be 24 degrees. Tomorrow, we're looking at mostly sunny conditions with just the isolated afternoon shower. Tomorrow's high forecast will be a hot 34 degrees. Tobago tonight, generally fair and a low of 25, and Tobago tomorrow mostly sunny and a high of 32. Sun's going to rise at 5:55 a.m. and sets at 6:06 p.m. The first high tide for Port of Spain will be at 3:12 a.m. and for Scarborough 2:37. First low tide 9:22 a.m. for Port of Spain and 8:57 for Scarborough. That's my weather report for now. We'll have a look at the travelers' forecast and we take a short break. When we come back, Golda will have some more news for you.